Hi, welcome to the July MyPath MiniCast. I am your host, Tenecia Waddell-Pyle, and this is my co-host.
I am the co-host, John Soderberg, also with MyPath, and here are your monthly awareness highlights. So, it is July and summer is in full swing. And summer is really a time when we tend to be more out and about and more present in our communities and in our world, right? As the weather is nicer. So last month we were out and about as MyPath. We were at Milwaukee Pride, as well as the Juneteenth celebration here in Lafayette, Indiana. And we do find that MyPath being part of these events is important for a number of reasons.
Yeah, so we do find it very important to be out and about. So it's important that we not only support our employee owners and the individuals that we serve, but it's also important to get out into our communities. MyPath has a very vast footprint in about 48 different communities around Indiana and Wisconsin. So that really kind of means that we really need to have some sort of corporate social responsibility to make intentional efforts to enhance rather than take away from the society and environments that's in our ecosystem. So we like to get out. We like to go out and support different events. We are proud to sponsor a variety of different events in Indiana and Wisconsin to support a variety of different great causes for our communities and then for our owners to be able to go out and celebrate and support. So like I said, this really gives our owners an opportunity, no matter where they are, to kind of converge in these different spaces to be able to connect with each other and to work in their passion together for a great cause. And it just really creates a nice synergy for, again, all of the people that are present, and then also to get our name out into the community, to raise awareness about the services that we provide, to give our owners an opportunity to really engage in these different spaces that we are able to go in. And like I said, again, just to be able to do things that they find very meaningful and that they're passionate about. So yeah.
Yeah, and passion is one of our beliefs and behaviors.
It is, so that brings it right
in. And we're passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things we've talked about a number of times internally is sort of MyPath being the best kept secret, and we're kind of over that, right?
Yeah, we're over
it. It's time to plant that flag. Stop being a secret.
Yep. No more.
Get out and about and get our name out there and our faces out there, because it does support our work, supports our passions, supports our beliefs around DEI specifically, as we have this podcast and what we talk about, supports our co-owners, the people we serve, the community as a whole. And it demonstrates that we do have a commitment to certain things, right? We're willing to say we stand with this, and this is where we are, and we want to be in the space we want to be in. So those things are vitally important to us.
Yeah, it's very important. And like you said, just not being that best kept secret anymore. We do some really intense and amazing work within this organization across all of our companies. And there's no need to keep it a secret. You know, we want people to know the work that we do. We want people to know the populations that we serve. We want people to know the populations that we serve so they can get out into the community and be active. So, I mean, it's just very important that, you know, we're not the best kept secret. We want to be the best known thing that is happening in Indiana and Wisconsin. So we look forward to seeing everybody out and about at these different events that we have the opportunity to sponsor, and that we have the opportunity to set up booth, set up shop, and have some fun, which at Juneteenth, this was really cool. So we had our booth all set up. Everything was going great, and so many people came up to us and told us that we had the best booth at the celebration. So that felt really good. And I think one of the things that really drew people in is that we had something that was really cool. We had bubbles.
We did have a bubble machine.
We did have bubbles, and I have to give a shout out to Kamiko Cameron at TC Harris School and Academy, because she was the one that kind of brought that idea to the table. So I was like, does that mean that your nickname is Bubbles now? So Kamiko Bubbles Cameron, thank you for that idea.
That worked out great.
Yeah. So in reflecting and focusing on last month awareness highlight, we did, like I just said, celebrated Juneteenth, which commemorates African American freedom for being enslaved. And this month, we're celebrating July 4th, which is America's independence, so another Freedom Day. Both of these days, Juneteenth and July 4th, are definitely equally as important to American history, and this is something that, you know, equally needs to be celebrated. So one of the unique things about MyPath is our PTO accrual. So
Yeah. The way we accrue our PTO, because we get asked this question a lot around holidays and what they can and cannot request off. And with our PTO, the way it works, you accrue your holiday and your other time off all together, all sort of in a bundle, for better lack of a term. So you're able to and welcome to request either or both of those days off for celebration, because it's just rolled into your total PTO accrual. So it's not that you have to choose one or the other, or we only recognize or acknowledge one. It's all part of your holiday pay, all rolled into PTO. So feel free to turn in a request a day off for those celebrations if you want to do it. Keeping in mind, we are 24-hour care, so unfortunately not everybody in our company can always be off. But we do have that opportunity to be able to do that and celebrate which one or both that apply to you or you feel the most identifying with is important.
Yeah, it was just really important just to create that inclusivity, because there's a lot of different dates and a lot of different holidays that happen throughout the year that may be meaningful to one, but may not be meaningful to another. So that PTO really allows paid time off, really allows for that person to really celebrate those holidays that speak to them, that are near and dear to their heart and are meaningful if they request those days off and they're approved. So that is really cool. So with PTO and benefits in mind, just within this month, it's also good to think about that this is also BIPOC Mental Health Month. So July is BIPOC. So if you don't know what BIPOC is, it's Black, Indigenous, and People of Color Mental Health Month. So the BIPOC communities continue to develop mental health conditions and other barriers to mental health treatment and access is so important for people from the BIPOC community to have. And also an understanding of what mental health is also really important for people in the BIPOC community to know that it's just one of those things that often is stigmatized as well. So really raising awareness and really empowering people to realize that mental health is important and mental health is definitely something that should be accessed and something that should be looked into if those supports are needed. So BIPOC Mental Health Month was formally recognized in June of 2008. And it was by a lady named B.B. Moore Campbell. She created this awareness again to bring unique struggles to the underrepresented or historically excluded groups that face mental illness in the U.S. So she was an American author, a journalist, a teacher, and a mental health advocate who worked tirelessly to shed the light on mental health needs of the Black community and other underrepresented or historically excluded communities. So a lot of times when we think about people that have, issues, or maybe they have suspected that they had these issues, a lot of times they don't necessarily reach out to those supports. And a lot of times it's not necessarily because they don't want to, it's just that they don't know. Or that, historically or just culturally through generations, it's kind of been passed down of like, that's not something we worry about, or we'll pray it away, or we'll do all these things other than getting the supports that we need. So just like anybody else in community and anybody else in society, there are resources available, and we want to just make sure that people know that shedding a light and raising awareness about BIPOC Mental Health Month. So again, Black, Indigenous, and People of Color is very important and something that we definitely want to make sure that we raise attention to. So that people can be able to again, feel empowered and know that this is something that they can access. And in MyPath, we do have a variety of different resources for people. So again, that PTO, if somebody wants to request a day off, they can do that. And then also we do have the Enduro app, which has a lot of resources in it, from wellness resources to therapy resources where they're able to talk to a trained, not necessarily clinical, but like a trained specialist to help them talk through issues that they're going through. We also have the EAP where you can talk to a mental health professional, and we actually raised those visits. It used to only be 3, but we raised those visits to 5. So anybody can access that and have 5 free visits to navigate whatever it is that they need to navigate for their mental health. You also have our Pathfinder groups that people can join at any given time to kind of talk about different topics or things that are important to them or take up to help solve some of the problems in our company that they may be seeing, or maybe suggest things that they're like, you know what? I didn't really, I think that the company should do this, so that we should have a conversation about this. That's what those Pathfinder groups are for. So if you are one of the people that's like, for my mental health, I like to put my hands in the dirt and get out to the environment. There are a ton of projects in the Environment Pathfinders folder that you can do that, from butterfly gardens to making projects that you can have in your work with students or have in your home, to bat boxes, to I think I already said butterfly gardens, but all sorts of things. It's just a lot of projects in there. I'm not going to remember all. So if you want to kind of get in touch with nature for your mental wellness, you can do that. And then there's also even a monthly 5K that the Generations Pathfinder do as well. So you can always just get out, and you can do it virtually, or you can do it on site. And that's another way. So whether you want to walk, roll, jog, hike, push your baby stroller, whatever that looks like to you, there's different ways to do it. So keep in mind, again, this month is BIPOC Mental Health Awareness Month, and there's a lot of different things that we even provide as a company to try to help you navigate this month. And if not, there's obviously plenty of things that you can find on your own to do, but just pay attention to that this month, our mental health. Yeah.
And I think it's important. One of the things you said initially is about that stigma around mental health.
Yeah.
And I was thinking and reflecting on that earlier today, and just the reality is everybody has a mental health, right?
Yeah.
No matter where you are in life, and no matter how you may feel, you do things that take care of yourself mentally as a whole. And it's interesting that as a community and as people, everybody completely understands physical health.
Yes.
Like, we all understand we have physical health. Nobody looks or stigmatizes physical health needs as they come up, right?
Right.
But we do when it says mental health. Like, when you say mental health, it makes people think only of mental health disorders or other conditions versus everybody does things and needs things just for their mental health, right? So I would love if, as a world, we could get to that point where we think of it in those terms, right? And realize saying this or talking about it isn't stigmatized, or is there no need to stigmatize it, because everybody has needs, right? And everybody does different things, so it's okay.
It's okay, and it's a reality. Like you said, it's just reality. Like, physical health, mental health, you have both. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to worry about my physical health, and then I'm going to put mental health over here, and it's non-existent. So it's definitely a thing that is part of who you are, and it makes up who you are. It's kind of like that slice of, your whole pie of who you are. Mental health is one of those slices that make up who you are. So it's always very important that we, pay attention to that we support that, we nurture that. We take those pauses when we need to. We talk to a therapist when we need to, because just like you said with physical health, if we have a broken leg or arm and a bone is sticking out, we're not going to just be like, you know what, I'm going to make it through this. It's no big deal.
Push it back in place.
Just push it back in. It's like, we'll be good. No. So the same thing, if your brain or something is just kind of like not feeling okay, you need to be like, okay, brain, let's do what we need to do to get you back healthy and whole again. So nothing wrong with doing that. So we just want to make sure that we shine a light on that. Yeah. So I don't know if we have anything else.
I don't think we do.
I don't think we have anything else. So that would do it for your July MyPath MiniCast, and we will see you next month.
We'll see you next month.